You're going to be there for a while. I need to talk to you.
Just don't show up without the pin.
Is that a threat?
Paulina, you're my best friend. You're my only friend. And I swear I will never ask you for another thing as long as I live. Just...
Cindy, you there? Okay, thanks. Yes, I'll be in touch.
Hey.
Hey, sweetheart. Oh, It felt so good to be close to you last night.
Yeah.
Gave me hope.
Who's on the phone?
Cindy.
What'd she want?
I called her. We still have a lot of questions about the night of the fire. You think I was on drugs, and I'm sure I wasn't. Maybe Cindy can settle it for us.
I hope you were talking to Paulina.
Why would you think that?
There are only two reasons for you to be home. Either you retrieved the pin or you were on the phone with Paulina arranging for her to get it to you.
I'm doing everything I can, Grant. Didn't I break into the Corey house last night for you?
You were supposed to get that pin and you failed.
I'm trying.
That piece of jewelry is the only thing that connects me to that fire. If you hadn't dropped it in the mail in the first place...
I know what I did, Grant.
Then fix it.
What if I can't?
Then get yourself another husband.
You'd leave me?
Cynthia, if I don't get that pin, I don't have a future. And neither do we.
A break-in in the middle of the day?
You know, I don't know what you're keeping her safe, but don't you think it'd be a good idea to check it?
Oh, you know, it's no big deal. Just some incredibly sensitive documents that my clients would prefer remain private.
Anything missing?
Everything seems to be there. Curiouser and curiouser.
Oh.
What happened?
Did you leave the door unlocked when you went out?
I had a lunch meeting with Carson Real Estate, but Lila Roberts was here. She said she would lock up when she left.
Well, Cass was with me. We're trying to relocate a friend.
Did you see anyone suspicious around here before you went out?
No? Well, maybe it's Lila. Maybe she just forgot to lock up. Possible?
I'll go check and see if she's in.
Honey, why don't you go along with Tyrone?
Why, you don't trust him?
What?
You don't trust him?
Well, of course I trust her. It's just that Miss Lila can be very slippery, and you're such a good judge of character.
Honey, I know how upsetting it is to be robbed. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
All right.
Don't worry.
I'll go see them.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, fine.
But doesn't she seem a bit familiar?
I don't know what you mean.
Take away the blue of her eyes. Alter her hair from black to auburn, short to shoulder length. It's more than a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Mother?
Your mother cannot help you now. It's time for an apology, Amanda. Mine. For not believing that you were capable of such a vicious and cruel deception. Well, I knew, of course, your contempt for me. hatred even. But neither of us, we had no inkling that you possessed such a talent. Did you enjoy yourself? Planting incriminating bits of evidence? Dropping clues? Did it give you pleasure to cause such distress to your mother? Well, Amanda, you must realize that life here in this house, as we've known it, has come to an end.
I'll tell Carl you didn't know.
It's a little late for that, Amanda. He's not stupid.
But you didn't know. I'm the one who cooked up this whole Hadley-Prescott fiasco with Alexander Nikos, and I did it all by myself.
And when I found out about it, I didn't tell him the truth. Do you think he's going to forgive me for that?
You were protecting me.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? You were conspiring to ruin my marriage, and here I am still trying to keep you out of trouble. But I was also trying to keep him from understanding the lengths to which my own daughter would go to kill the love I have for him.
Well, it didn't work.
Not because you didn't give it your best effort.
Mom, you know how sorry I am.
I know what you tell me.
Mom, please.
Do you know what I was trying to do for him? I was trying to give him something that he had never had. He's had money and power. But he had never had a home and a family. He never had those things.
Well, that was his choice, wasn't it?
I don't think you understand something. Most people don't go from comfort to comfort in life as you have. Most people have to fight tooth and nail for what they want out of life. And then they have to settle for what they get. And then when they blow it, they hope like hell that somebody out there loves them enough to give them a second chance. That's what I have to do for you. That's what your father did for me. And that's what I was trying to do for Carl.
No one could ever love him the way that you love him. He's got to see that.
And now I have to prove it to him all over again.
I'll never be able to live with myself if this ends your marriage.
Somehow I just don't think Carl's going to buy that, Amanda.
Listen, if you have to sacrifice me to save your marriage with Carl, I want you to do that.
And what would happen to you if I did that?
You stuck that pin in an envelope and you mailed it to Paulina. You sealed my fate.
Look, Grant, I can't get the pin back now. Paulina's too suspicious.
Oh, and whose fault is that, I wonder?
And who burned down her house, I wonder.
You're the one who placed that pin on the Carlino tree, and now that Paulina is in possession of that pin, it's only a matter of time before Joe makes the connection.
No, I doubt that Joe even noticed it was on the tree, Grant.
An $8,000 diamond and gold bauble hanging from his Christmas tree, and he doesn't figure it out. He's a police captain.
He's a man, and men don't have that kind of radar. Sweetie, if we want you to notice what we're wearing, we practically have to sit on you, right?
Listen to me. The longer that Paulina is in possession of the pin, the more likely the chance that Joe will figure out there was a bug inside that bug, and that bug was hanging from his Christmas tree days before that fire began.
Grant, if I thought that was a serious possibility.
Listen, I'm the one they're going to go after. Me, not you. They'll grant you immunity to testify
Well, that
against
hasn't
me.
worked yet, has it?
You could have a change of heart.
No. No, I would never feed you to the lions. Not unless you fed me to the wolves first. That's not what you're hoping, is it? That I'll get caught red-handed and save your worthless hide?
How could you even think that?
Because I'm the one who gave Paulina illegal drugs. I am the one who planted the listening device on her Christmas tree. I put it on the line for you over and over again, Grant.
I could lose my son.
Can we please go one day without you obsessing over Kirkland's custody?
Kirkland is older now. What if he figured out the truth?
He loves you.
He was just a baby when his Uncle Ryan was killed. Too young to figure out his father's connection to my brother's death. What if he were to somehow figure out that I was responsible for the Carlino fire?
Baby, you didn't intend to put Paulina and Dante in any danger, just like you didn't intend to hurt your brother.
But he's older now. He could be swayed, he could be convinced. And McKinnon would like nothing better than to take my place in his life.
No, that'll never happen. With all the whacked-out moves you have made, Grant, you did one thing right. You hooked up with me.
I said I would get that pin back, and I will.
All you have to do is trust me.
I still do not see how you can trust Cindy Harrison after everything that woman has done to you.
Joe, whenever I've come down too hard on people, I'm usually the one who suffers. And it makes me happier to give a friend a break.
She's not a friend.
Cindy, not your kind of people. I know that. But we're not clones, honey, just because we're married. My point. Remember in Italy?
What?
You argued for hours with Cousin Lucento.
Cousin Lucky? We don't argue.
Okay, fine. Loud-talking Carlino style. It drove me crazy.
Paulina, listen, let me ask you a question, all right? What makes you think Cindy knows whether or not you were high that night anyway?
For one thing, she's a nurse.
They kicked her out of the profession.
But she's still trained, and she visited me earlier that night. You know, maybe Cindy's the one who dropped that empty bottle of barbiturates next to the couch.
Paulina,
She's been known
come
to carry
on.
drugs in her purse. See? I'm thinking like a detective, just like you.
No, not like me, because I cannot think of Cindy as anything but a proven liar.
Whenever Cindy has lied, it's been to protect her husband. She can't help it. Grant is such a
Paulina,
lowlife.
if she's lied about one thing, she can't be trusted, period.
Is that how you feel about me? That I can't be trusted either?
Sweetheart, you're a good person. I would never even think of comparing you to Cindy.
Kind of a left-handed compliment. But I'll take it. Joe, we made such a good start. Can't we keep it going, please?
I want to.
You're starting to believe in us again, and I can feel it. And I want to prove to you that I didn't have anything to do with starting that fire. And things will be perfect again. Love me?
You know I do.
See you later.
Hey, where you going?
You'll find out.
Yes. Thank you. It's all there.
Why is the door locked? I'm going to call the 243.
Hey! Oh! Hi! Yeah, sure, I'm fine. I just got a little nervous after the two of you left. I'm sorry I scared you. What did Lila have to say? I'm sorry.
She said she finished up her research. She locked the door and ran an errand.
Yeah, she said she came back to the building, but it was to go to Gary's office. When we found her, she was on her way home.
And she didn't see anybody suspicious around here either?
No.
No one stood out.
Who are you calling?
I'm going to call the insurance company and the police in that order.
Birdie. Come on, fess up. Who sent you? Did Chris send you? Not really his style. 2-3, Burrell speaking.
Tony, this is Tyrone. There's been a break-in over here at the law office. Can you come over and check it out?
A break-in, huh? Well, that's convenient. Okay, I'll be right there. Should I bring my two new assistants?
What assistance?
You know, my two lovey-dovey ones. They're beautiful, Tyrone, thank you. I mean, sort of a mixed message, but I'll try not to read too much into it.
Tony, I don't know what you're talking about, but Cass and I need an officer over here right away. This place is trashed.
There was really a break-in? Okay, I'll be right back. Did you guys fall out of the sky or what? And Tyrone, you weren't kidding about being broken into.
Why would I kid about that, Sonia?
No reason. So who was first on the scene?
Felicia and I.
Yeah, it was like this. Oh, Casper. When we came in here.
Yeah, I came back to the office to check up on something, and then Felicia was going to take me out to lunch, and boy,
When
am
was
I
that?
hungry.
About a half an hour ago. You can wait.
And you don't know anyone who'd want to get a closer look at your files, Cass?
You know, I checked the safe. Nothing's missing.
You sure about that? No rich client that wants to change Daddy's will?
I'll check it again, but so far, nothing seems to be missing. At least nothing that jumps out at me.
So far, the files are intact.
You guys took on any hot cases lately?
Well, our cases are confidential, but there's nothing unusual about the ones we have, right, Cass?
No, the safe contains wills and copies of insurance policies and divorce settlements, that sort of thing.
And who's got keys to this place besides you two?
Superintendent, the late-night cleaning service, and Joe Carlino.
Oh, that's right. The captain owns this building.
Right.
Lila Roberts locked up when she left, but she didn't need a key.
So Lila Roberts was here. It's really not that much to go on. You can't think of any reason why someone would break in?
I'm just sorry we weren't here when it happened.
Oh, don't sound so disappointed.
Well, more likely than not, the person who did this knew you guys were going to be gone. And I know your cases are confidential, but have you had any oddballs request your services? Any wackos?
Wackos? Well, now that you mention it...
Hey, Bertie. Adams. What's with the birds?
Well, ask Burrell, you know. Hey, listen, have you and Paulina found a house yet?
Oh, yeah, lots of places. Can't afford them.
Well, maybe the Police Assistance Fund can change that.
Assistance fund. Oh, we don't need charity. You're joking, right?
No, check it out.
Unbelievable. People gave all this to me and Paulina?
A lot of small donations, big wad of cash, and, this.
Check from Mayor Grant Harrison. What a piece of work. What, do you think he's going to buy me a house? Put our esteemed mayor on the phone. Tell him it's the police captain.
If we trust each other, we're unstoppable. You know that, don't you?
Joe was supposed to discover a few singed branches. Not his house on fire.
You would never hurt someone that I care so much about.
She was trying to link me to the sale of illegal drugs.
Grant, she didn't. And I will make sure that she doesn't. Friend or no friend, my husband comes first.
You have to go.
Yes.
Grant, I'll get the pen.
Hello, Mrs. Carlino.
Grant.
Get it.
I love you too, darling. Did you bring it?
So, Cindy, what's the deal with the pen?
Can we do a one-time only, no questions asked favor for each other? Like you give me the bugaboo and I give you, I don't know, a day of beauty at the spa.
Get up! Cindy, Joe recognized the pen.
He did?
Yes, he said one just like it was hanging from our Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
But that couldn't be because you sent this one to me in the mail, so... Unless someone took it off the tree before the fire to make sure nobody saw it. I just wonder who that could be, Cindy.
What would you do if I were to hang you out to dry, along with your duplicitous brother?
Why won't anyone believe me? Matthew had nothing to do with Hadley Prescott. Alexander Nikos thought up the idea, and I carried it out.
Are you proud of that?
Mother, you, Carl, and Matt, you shelter me. As though I'm not capable of getting from point A to point B
And
on
that's
my
why
own.
you went with Nikos. Because he convinced you that you were strong enough to betray your own family, which, I might add, includes your father and his memory.
Daddy would never betray me.
Oh, don't be so sure of that. He turned on Iris. And he would be more than upset with the way you've turned out.
Well, I think he'd be more than upset with a lot of things around here.
I think it's time you went upstairs.
You're sending me to my room?
Yeah. Because if Carl comes back, I would like some privacy. Do you think you can manage that?
I would have taken the blame, Mother. It's what I wanted to do all along. And no one would let me.
So you knew.
Yes.
Amanda as Hadley Prescott, how long have you known?
I've been suspicious for months.
Oh, sweet mother of God.
I spoke to her about it.
Oh, you spoke to her, did you? And did she deny everything?
What difference does it make? She deceived you and me. And now I've hurt you.
Ever since we first fell in love, Rachel, you've encouraged me to be honest. Honest, no matter the cost. What was that, for you to decree and for me to follow?
You know that's not it.
Well, then you tell me something that I don't know. Who else was in on this?
Nikos.
Yes? What about Sonny Boy?
I didn't discuss it with him. I assume he knew.
Then, of course, there's always Paulina, Joe, Gary, even. Or maybe I was alone in my ignorance.
To my knowledge, no one else knew, and I would like to keep it that way.
Your daughter, Amanda, did her utmost to destroy our marriage. Didn't she? She defamed me. My God, in the old days, they burned them at the stake for less in the good old days.
But she didn't do it. I refuse to believe you had a mistress.
And what am I supposed to be, grateful for that? Your son and your daughter have tried to ruin this family.
But they didn't ruin it. They didn't ruin our marriage.
How could you not tell me the truth?
Because I didn't want you to go through the hurt you're going through right now.
I think you were trying to spare Amanda. Yes, and next you'll be telling me about all the anguish that Amanda has gone through and how much she's suffered. And that is surely punishment enough. I'm not far off, am I?
She feels remorse, and she's my child, and she's entitled to forgiveness. You would understand that if you had had your own children and brought them up.
You are perennially one-up on me, aren't you? The Earth Mother and her Johnny-come-lately husband who's never quite able to catch up.
I'm only talking about forgiveness, Carl. That's what mothers do. They forgive. My mother forgave me again and again.
You're twisting it, Rachel. You're twisting it. When were you ever so deliberately cruel to Ada? I can't forgive. Can't forget.
Are you saying we can't get past this?
What? As a family?
I'm asking you if you can forgive me.
I really used to be a good liar, you know that? All right. All right, you want the whole truth?
And nothing but.
Okay. Grant and I did have a huge fight. He'd just given me this hunk of jewelry, and he said it was me, a bug. I was insulted.
What does this have to do with me?
I wasn't sure if you were going to like the gift I got you. I mean, what do you get for the woman who has everything, right?
Yeah, right.
You do. You have a husband who loves you and a beautiful baby.
Anyway,
Anyway, I was on my way over to your house, and I thought, hey, I'll put this on her tree.
You put the pin on my tree?
Yes.
What kind of present is that? I never even saw it.
Well, obviously, I thought you'd notice this hunk of costume jewelry hanging from the evergreens. And that when you did it, it'd be this fun little mystery.
For who?
You.
Mm.
I mean, you're always reading those whodunits. I thought I'd give you one of your own.
So why did you take it back?
Well, see, I opened Grant's credit card statement. It's not costume jewelry. That thing cost thousands.
This?
Pins? Yeah, that pin. And what was I going to do? Tell Grant that I gave away a month's worth of rent?
We live in separate universes, Cindy.
Tell me about it. I mean, if Joe found you with an expensive piece of jewelry, he'd think you were having an affair.
No, he wouldn't.
Really?
No.
That's what Grant would think.
Well, why didn't you just tell me all this from the beginning?
I don't know. It's just, the more I covered it up, the harder it got for me to admit that I can't tell diamonds from zircons, and my husband isn't nearly as understanding as yours would be. I was embarrassed.
That still doesn't explain why you mailed it back to me.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You know what? Forget it. Here, just take the pen.
Oh, Paulina, thank you.
Oh! Oh!
You... you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, any judge would say that
just
yours.
Just keep your end of the bargain.
Bargain?
I gave back the pen. You tell Joe I wasn't on anything then out of the fire.
Yes, as soon as I get the chance.
Good.
You know what? Here, keep the pen.
I couldn't get it. But why? But no.
Just here, give it to charity. I can't enjoy it now anyway. Besides, I have what I really wanted. We're friends again. Oh, hey, look
Looking
who's
for
here.
Grant.
Joe, hi.
Did you tell me you were coming over here?
Come on, honey. Don't be so macho.
Possessiveness. It's so sexy. Grant's not here. I'll tell him to stop
Just
by.
give Grant back his check.
He'll be so disappointed.
I'm sure he will.
What check?
The mayor tried to buy me off.
No. No. He gave a donation to the assistance fund as a favor to me. I asked him to.
What assistance
A
fund?
couple of the guys at the station chipped in to help us out, a couple $100 with a down payment. Harrison took it over.
No, we were just trying to help, Joe.
Hey, Cindy. Cindy, thank you for the thought. That was sweet.
Will you
No.
please keep the check, please?
Cindy, tell your husband I can't be bought. Let's go.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Joe.
Bye, Cindy. So, did you get the proof you're looking for?
No, but Cindy did explain how the pin got on our tree. She put it there. I forgot how wacky she could be. It's real diamond. Look.
What does Grant know about this?
Nothing. In fact, she was worried he'd find out she'd give it to us.
And you believe that, huh?
You a bird lover?
You know I am. Remember those finches that my mother had?
That's right, Fred and Ginger.
Mm-hmm. She used to let me help her feed them.
And she used to let them fly all over the apartment. And you, Tyrone Montgomery, used to tell me they were going to pick me up by my braids and carry me away.
You didn't believe that.
I believed everything you told me.
Well, Bobby and Whitney here aren't going to carry you away.
My heart, maybe.
Well, Bobby, you know a thing or two about love, don't you? Why don't you give me a hand here? I want to ask this woman out, but I asked her out once before, and she shot me down. So what do you say? You think you can put in a word for me? Or... Huh? What? Tony. Tony, give this man a break. Come on.
I'll think about it, Bobby.
Whitney, can you say something, please? Girl. I mean, would you look at him? He might not be that good looking, but he is sincere. And you see the way he looks at you?
Oh, you need to
He's
stop.
funny, too. He's funny.
Well, it's not fair if you guys gang up on me.
Well, all's fair in love. So what do you say? Give me another chance?
Okay.
You go out with me?
Well, the lovebirds talked me into it.
Oh,
Help me carry them home.
Sure.
hand me the soy sauce?
There. Okay,
Thank
you
you.
happy? All right, you got some food finally.
You made me wait all morning and most of the afternoon. I tell you. What does a guy have to do? Practically pass out and then get robbed before you'll feed him?
I don't do handouts to men anymore. It's my new motto.
Unless they're named Wally.
You're not homeless.
Yeah, somebody tried to alter that status.
You know, you ever think that maybe they were after your partner?
That's unlikely.
Of course. You have too big an ego for that. You have to be center stage no matter what, even in a crime scene. Give it to me.
What is it? Hello. A shamrock keychain. Yours? Huh? Yours?
No.
I thought not. Now, let's see. Who do we know tacky enough to carry around one of these sentimental doodads? Huh?
I do things early. You know what? I Christmas shop in July.
St. Patty's Day in January? Nice try. You think it's Wally's, don't you?
Wally? Why would Wally's keychain be in your office?
Oh, if we put our heads together, I'll bet we could come up with a real good guess.
Keychain task, keychain. You need a key. You have to use it for what? To where? You have to unlock something. You know, you need to unlock something when you have a key. What do you unlock? You need a door to unlock something.
No home, no door being your implication.
Yes, well, something like that.
Honey, you want to believe in people, which is very quaint, and I love you for it. But think about it. Wally saw us casing his cardboard condo. He knows we're after him.
So what is your point?
He's threatened.
Why? He knows we're not going to hurt him.
He doesn't yet realize that you're planning to become his new best friend. Anytime anybody's after Wally in his experience, it's for one reason and one reason only. To lock him up. In jail, in a shelter, whatever.
Okay. If you were so suspicious of Wally, why didn't you just turn him in with Tony Burrell when she asked for possible suspects?
I wasn't sure at first, but now I'm reading this as Wally's way of saying stay away.
I see. You know, now that you mention it, you were very anxious to get the police out of here for somebody who was a crime victim.
Oh, there goes that overactive imagination again.
You're hiding something.
You're being ridiculous.
Am I?
Yes.
When Tony asked you what the possible person who robbed you wanted, you were absolutely clueless.
Wally is suspect numero uno. You've got 5 days to bring him in.
5 days?
If you don't get your homeless pal to a shrink by sunset of the 6th day, I'm going to blow the whistle on him to the cops.
5 days, huh? 5 days, a long time to hide incriminating evidence.
I've got nothing to hide. Search me.
Don't think I won't.
Come on, give me a thrill. Don't tickle me. Get your hands out of there! Get your hands out of there! Stop it!
What did you hope to achieve by keeping me in the dark? Harmony?
Yes. Some sort of harmony. You and Amanda seem to be getting along better. At least you weren't slagging each other.
Excuse me. It was she who did the slagging. Now, what are you telling me? That you lied to me so as to preserve a peace that was in and of itself a lie?
Yes.
You'll have to explain that to me.
Amanda and you believed I was dead. Amanda saw you go through that. She saw how much you loved me. It changed her mind about you.
I seem to recall Matthew going through a similar conversion not very long ago.
We're not talking about Matthew.
The two of them worked together, didn't they? They colluded together. They were a team against me, against us. I don't see why the punishment isn't the same.
Because Matthew has not one shred of remorse about what he did. Amanda...
No,
Amanda,
please don't tell me about how fragile Amanda is.
She is fragile, and she's terrified of you.
She bloody well should be. But I'll tell you what her fear's really about. She's trying to save her own neck. And so she came to Mummy, and she recanted. And Mummy, of course, like she always does, fell for it.
She's not stable, Carl.
That's irrelevant. And it's hardly my fault.
I know it's not your fault. Do you think I don't feel any responsibility for what she's become?
Well, enough to take her sins on for your
Yes,
own.
that's what parents do. That's what I'm asking you to do, to forgive all of us.
No. That's not what we're going to do to our children. No, we must teach them to choose. And then to learn to be responsible for the choices that they make. You didn't even want me to chase the origins of this pen, did you?
I knew where it would lead.
And if I hadn't pursued the whole subject and had the sketch done of Hadley, I'd still be in the dark.
Happier, possibly.
Rachel, you tell me that you love me, and yet you insist that I live in a state of blind ignorance.
No, I choose love. I choose love for both you and me and our family.
A woman I'm in the habit of admiring once told me that lies and love cannot coexist.
I should have known Carlino would never accept my help.
Well, what Joe doesn't know won't hurt him.
What have you done?
Now that I have money of my own, I made a substantial cash contribution. Anonymously. That way Joe can't give it back.
You're a babe in the woods when it comes to politics. What's the use of donating to a charity if you can't take credit for it?
I know what I'm doing.
All right. Then we have reason to celebrate. Where is it?
Oh, the pin! Oh, I don't have it anymore.
You asked me to trust you, Cynthia.
And you're doing a lousy job of it.
What do you mean, anymore? Did she give you the pin, or didn't she?
Oh, yeah. She gave it to me. But you know how generous I am, Grant. I gave it right back. I told her she could keep the old thing.
Joe, you've been shaking that thing for 10 minutes, and it's amazing all the diamonds haven't fallen off.
I gotta figure out how to open this thing.
Joe, it's a pin, not a locket. What were you expecting to find, anyway?
With Grant, you never know.
Oh, look. Tiny gold lock. Now if only I had a tiny gold key. Joe, I'm kidding.
I know.
What? Oh, my gosh. It does open. Let me see what's inside.
NBC Tonight. Must-see Wednesday begins with Third Rock. Then it's a special Wednesday Seinfeld, followed by an all-new Third Rock. The most shocking one ever. Sally drops a bombshell. She says she's pregnant. It's a must-see episode you've got to see to believe. Then, after an all-new working on Law & Order, you saw the headlines. A serial killer leaves a nationwide trail of blood, picking victims living alternate lifestyles. Can he be brought to justice, or will he be free to kill again? Don't miss this powerful Law & Order. Must-see TV begins at 8, 7 Central, NBC Tonight. Tomorrow night, Must-see Thursday is all new. After Friends, it's a special Thursday Just Shoot Me. Brian Dennehy guest stars as Finch's father in an episode TV Guide calls Hilarious, giving it 9 out of 10 stars. Followed by all new episodes of Seinfeld, Veronica's Closet, and ER, beginning at 8, 7 Central, NBC Thursday.